just think of, I don't know, the reserve, like Cayuga, just to drive through there a lot.
I think of someone who is like Aboriginal, like someone who's born here, or like a direct or indirect descendant of someone.
Considering I am Native American, basically my family.
Like original people, I guess.
Native Americans, a very marginalized group.
Like, what's it called? Slightly darker skin, black hair, living on a reserve. I guess your typical stereotypical, like, Indian, Native American type deal.
Like, people with dark hair. No, for some reason I think, like, different, like, from us white people.
I would say natives, aboriginals.
Aboriginal people, people whose land was stolen.
Culture.
White dresses. Unfortunate displacement.
Indians.
Indians.
Aboriginal peoples, so like tribal, like people. So like I'm from like the west, so I automatically think of like reserve land and like their own communities, and, like totem poles and stuff like that. Like that's when I think of like Aboriginal people or Native people.
Nope.
No, I do not. No.
No.
I should because I have a sociology minor. No, I totally forget. What is it?
Something in history that happened in the 1960s? Nope, that I do not know at all.
No.
No.
Nope.
No, I don't.
I don't. Actually, I do. Sorry. I learned about that this semester. Isn't that when they took a bunch of their kids? And okay, I vaguely know about it.
Was it whenever they rounded everybody up to assimilate the First Nations?
No. Yes, I grew up in Brantford, so
Okay.
I would drive past the residential school pretty much every day.
A residential school?
Yes.
Like a school in a residential area?
Yes, I know what the residential schools are, yes.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
I think they were only like in Canada, and then they would have like Native children were taken from their homes and then brought to these schools where they were like Canadianized or whatever. So basically, removed from their culture.
Kinda. I think it's when colonizers came and set up schools for native kids to sort of just like partake in, and then they learn like British education and such and such.
Residential schools were like all Canadian individuals that were Native American or Native Canadian, I don't know, went to school together and they lived there and they boarded there so that they could become civilized. This is the one where the white people, they came in, well, the Europeans, I think, came in and took the First Nations or Native Americans out of their homes, all the kids, and they went to school, and they tried to like assimilate them and like take the native out of the kid and like change them into white people. Well, not into white people, but take their history away.
It's a school that they took kids from their families and brought them to the school, and then there was like, were they nuns? No. Yes? Nuns were like the teachers, and some bad things happened, and yeah, they're mad about it now.
So basically, Native kids, I think, were taken out of their homes and were placed in these residential schools where they were taught to be Catholic or Christian, and they had to leave their roots, kind of forget about what they were or who they were as individuals, kind of thing. Their culture was taught to do a different thing.
This is when they for sure took their kids. And then they taught them, and like the white people took them, taught them, and tried to force religion on them, but it was not nice conditions.
They weren't allowed to speak their native language, and they had to cut their hair. It wasn't great.
So essentially, obviously, I would say like it was European settlers trying to make the people who inherited this land in order to conform to their culture. And so through that, they believe that the best means was through an educational system in order to essentially kind of allow them to have that cultural agreement. And so they use residential schools to do that. Now, the idea perhaps could have been correct, however, the way it actually turned out was not. And so
residential school was where, I think it was like, I don't know if it was like Catholic or Christian, I think it was probably like both. Like, so just like Christianity in general, like they started setting up like schools across Canada, so then basically like indigenous like peoples, like they so like the missionaries or whatever, like the school officials would be who are Christians, like they go out to the communities being like, we have this school for your kids, and then the so like the parents would be like, oh, like they're getting a good education, we'll send their kids off. So it's basically like a boarding school. So like they were like, children are cut off from their parents at a really young age, and then they never really got to see them, so they kind of cut off all Aboriginal like culture, language. They changed their names when they got there, and like some of the schools abused the children in like various ways, and but like so some people had like they had good experiences where they actually did just get an education, and like they had good experiences with residential schools, but for the most part, like a lot of students, children had a rough time as they were like abused in poor conditions, taking away their culture, not able to see their families.
Last one closed in Saskatchewan in 1996, I believe.
Like 93.
1996, because that's when I was born.
No, I should, but I don't.
I want to say it was in the 90s.
I think like 1992 or something.
96. Before I was alive.
Sometime in the 1900s.
like past 1960, or right before 1960. So I'd say maybe like 1950-ish. So mid 1900s.
Was it like 19? It was either 19 like in the 1980s or 1990s. I think it was 1990s. So.
Aboriginal peoples, Native Americans. That's it.
You got First Nations, you have the Métis, you have the Inuit. You can call them by their actual band names, but yeah, those are the most general terms that we can use for them now.
I would say like First Nations, maybe Aboriginal. I don't know.
A bad one would be like Indian, right?
Ojibwe, Mohawk, Iroquois, Haudenosaunee. No, I mean, to me it's
better than what they used to be called Indians, which is inaccurate.
First Nations? Or there are different kinds?
Aboriginal, Redskin, Iroquois, First Nation.
First Nations, Aboriginal,
Back. First Nations, Indians, but that's not really a nice term.
Like there's, I guess there's like, it depends, like there's multiple different ways to categorize them, right? Like there's First Nations, there's Métis.
Inuit.
Yeah, I'm Métis actually, so.
Yeah, I feel like this is more of like whatever they consider to be politically correct is what we should associate them as.
Yeah, I mean, they're all human beings, so.
Yeah, I think like historically, like different terms would be more acceptable, but as of now, like I'm not exactly sure how to refer to them.